Could you tell me what you got?
We offer high-end custom furniture for people. And then once we walk them through, hey, so here's your wood options, here's this, here's the different frames we can make. By the time they walk out, realize that they did not know what they wanted at all, right? So then they go home and they think about it.
This is called the Cheesecake Factory syndrome. You guys ever go to Cheesecake Factory? There's so many options that you feel like you can't eat anything. You're like, dude, I just want to go home. I own a custom furniture shop in Sawmill. All right, it's so little and I got bad eyes. Could you just tell me what you got?
Yeah, for sure. So what we do is we salvage or rescue city trees that would otherwise just end up in the landfill. And then we take that, we mill it, and then we offer high-end custom furniture for people. So we do residential, commercial, but a lot of in the area where we're at, we deal with wineries, architects, designers. And so we are building, but the cool part of the experience is like we get to walk people through. So when they come in, they get to select the slab. We get to tell them where the tree came from, why it was removed. So we create this like connection, and they get to be part or privy to the building process. Like they're getting text updates, all that kind of stuff. And so typically when somebody walks in, by the time they walk out, they realize that they did not know what they wanted at all. So like they may come in with an idea, I need a table. And then once we walk them through, hey, so here's your wood options, here's this, here's the different frames we can make, here's different finish styles. By the time they walk away, they're like, wow, okay, I really don't know what I need, right? So then they go home and they think about it. And so what I'm wondering, the basis of this whole question is kind of, what's too much? How do I present that in a succinct way where I'm giving them enough information to build the value, but I'm not like hitting them with too much information where I'm kind of confusing them? That makes sense?
Yeah, man. This is called the cheesecake syndrome. Cheesecake Factory syndrome. You guys ever go to Cheesecake Factory and there's so many options?
Too much.
There's so many options that you feel like you can't eat anything. You're like, dude, I just want to go home. Like, I feel overwhelmed. You just pick something and then you get to something and then you're like, I don't know, I should have got that because there's 400 other things. And then you're just like, wow, 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 wow. You know what I mean? So I think that this part of the sale is super important, to sit them down, slow them down, and really understand what they want before you start giving them too many things, okay? Because a lot of the times, like for me, if I came in there and I wanted to buy something high end, if you gave me more than 3 or 4 things to think about, I'd have to go think about it. But if you made it very simple for me, which high-end customers, they just want to know the value, they want to know that they can get it done. And a lot of them, if they're buying something like this, they don't have a lot of time. They don't want to put a lot of emotional energy to it. Yes, they just want to make sure that it's right. But I think that what you're saying, in my opinion, is that you just have to do a really good job at slowing them down, sitting them down, and then making just a nice little presentation that's super simplified. Like honestly, the easier it is, it's like, hey, you guys said that you wanted this. You said you wanted to look like this. Here's what I got. Boom, boom, boom. And it's like for like 2-year-olds, you know? When I was in the car dealership, there would be these guys that would like talk to the customers about the wheelbase, the tire base, the oil pan, I don't know any of that shit. And I'd listen to them and they'd be like, oh my, and then the customer would leave and they'd be talking about the Noklahoma tires because they're built over here. Nobody gave a shit about any of that stuff. But since they were these product knowledge, analytical people, they thought that by giving the customer every single freaking thing and proving how smart they were and how amazing it was, they thought that was like closing the deal. When in reality, it just confused the customer. They went right next door to Toyota to somebody make them feel heard, understood, gave them a simple presentation, and then they got it done. Because the reality is, there's not one of you in here that when you want to buy something and you go in a store, you don't want to spend hours and days and weeks and years on it. You want to meet somebody that can understand what you think and can deliver it to you as fast as possible. Think about the whole world right now. What's going on? Amazon, Tesla, they're delivering right to your front door. Speed. Your customers are trained to want speed. Whether you believe it or not, you're like, oh my God, I got this thing and the sales cycle is long. In B2B, the sales cycle has shrunk 30% over the last 4 years because now everybody's going through the process a lot faster. Customers are making decisions a whole lot faster, which is good. But if you're making it a longer process for them, it's just going to cause confusion. They'll forget about it. They'll leave. They'll go buy somewhere else. or altogether they'll just decide that it's kind of too hard for them. You never want your customers thinking that it's too hard or that there's too much going on, right? Like just think about you when you enter in that space. Think about me, man. My wife likes to buy the shit that you're talking about. If I go in there and there's any type of long form confusion, my face is gonna start saying that I wanna leave because my brain can't even compute all that stuff. Like I wanna know that she's happy, that we got the right thing, and then I wanna move as quickly as possible and just kind of get it going. But I gotta kind of see that, a little urgency in you, not pushy, but just that you understand what the lady wants, the husband wants, you understand, and that you can deliver exactly what they're looking for. And I think that you can, right? It sounds like it. Yeah, so try not to nerd out on the things because you get so passionate because you do this, you make this shit. So this shit's exciting to you, but then what happens is it's too much for them. So you can talk about the cool things, but make sure that you're talking about the things that matter. You guys ever go in to buy something somewhere and the salesperson is talking about the company, all the things that they do and all the things, and it's like you haven't got to talk about shit that you're actually there for? Have you guys ever experienced that? Like then you kind of feel leaving like, oh, okay, I don't know what happened there. They proved that they're great, they got their stuff, but I don't know. Your customer has to be talking 60% of the time. It's the law. It's the law. Like it's the law. Like you should be able to evaluate. We have a tech service that evaluates our Zoom calls, and we just got it done like 2 days ago, so I haven't even used it yet, so I'm not gonna lie to you, but I knew that I wanted something like that to evaluate our sales calls, and so now it evaluates the percentage of time the customer talks. And if you're over 60, if you're over the 40% of the talk time, it sends us an alert. It ranks your calls with reciprocity, how much they talked, how many questions you asked, how engaged they looked when they were answering the questions, because that's all the stuff that really matters. And that's the stuff that really gets people to make the decisions. And so anyways, that's what I think you just got to simplify, brother. That's it.
That sounds good, man. I appreciate you.
All right, man.
Good to see you, buddy. All right, guys, you're the true 1%ers. You made it to the end of the video. Let's go. Like, comment, so we know who you are down below, and then share this video to somebody else who needs it. And also turn your notifications on because we got the fire coming every single day. Amazing. We'll see you at the next video. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.